You gave your best. Your energy, your time, your loyalty, maybe even your peace of mind. You showed up with love, patience, and consistency. But somehow, that relationship still left you feeling like you weren't enough. Now it's over, but the damage lingers. You find yourself questioning everything, not just what happened, but who you are. You replay arguments in your head, wondering if you were too soft, too trusting, too forgiving. You scroll through social media seeing everyone else happy, while inside, you feel broken, overlooked, and silently angry. If this sounds like you, brother, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not weak. Toxic relationships have a way of rewriting the story you tell yourself about your worth. They can leave you feeling powerless, like your identity, your masculinity, your value has been chipped away. But here's the truth. Your confidence isn't gone. It's just buried under pain you were never meant to carry. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to dig it back up. We'll talk about how to rebuild the man inside, how to heal emotionally without numbing, and how to reconnect with the strength that was always yours, even when someone else couldn't see it. And if you stay till the end, I'll share the one mindset shift that completely changed how I saw myself. The one that helped me go from self-blame to self-respect. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Let's rebuild, piece by piece. Right now. Key 1, acknowledge what happened without shame. The first step to rebuilding your confidence isn't pretending you're okay, it's admitting you weren't. A toxic relationship can feel like emotional warfare. You're constantly defending yourself, questioning your instincts, and trying to prove your worth to someone who's already decided they won't see it. Maybe she gaslit you. Maybe she made you feel like you were the problem every time you brought up your needs. Maybe you stopped recognizing yourself because you were so focused on not losing her. That's not weakness. That's love that was manipulated. And the only way to start healing is to name what happened, without sugarcoating it or blaming yourself. Say it out loud. I was in a toxic relationship. I gave too much. I accepted too little. I got hurt. Don't try to make her look better. Don't make excuses for her. And more importantly, don't make excuses for your pain. You can't rebuild your confidence on top of lies. You can't restore your self-worth if you're still downplaying the damage. Owning the truth, even when it's messy, that's real strength. You don't have to post about it. You don't have to tell everyone. But you owe it to yourself to stop hiding from it. Because the moment you acknowledge what happened without shame, you take the first piece of your power back. And from there, we rebuild. Key 2, reconnect with the version of you that existed before her. Before her, you laughed louder. You moved with a different kind of energy. You had goals, hobbies, friends. A certain rhythm to life. That didn't revolve around trying to be enough for someone else. That version of you still exists. He's just buried under months, maybe years, of trying to survive emotional damage. One of the most powerful things you can do to rebuild your confidence is reintroduce yourself to the man you used to be. Not because he was perfect, but because he was whole. Because he wasn't walking on eggshells. Because his self-worth wasn't measured by someone else's mood. So go back and find him. Go back to your old playlists, the music you loved before your taste was shaped by hers. Go back to your old routines, the gym, the creative projects, the friends you stopped calling. Pick up the pieces you dropped to hold her together. It's not about living in the past. It's about reclaiming the parts of you that made you feel alive. Confidence isn't just built in the mirror. It's built in momentum, when you start doing things that remind you who you are and what you're capable of outside of anyone else's opinion. The version of you before her might not have been perfect. But he wasn't broken. Reconnect with that man, and you'll realize he never really left. He was just waiting for you to come back. Key 3. Set boundaries with yourself, not just others. After a toxic relationship, most people focus on setting boundaries with others, and that's important. But the real healing begins when you set boundaries with yourself. What does that mean? It means you don't let yourself go back and reread the messages. You don't stalk her socials. You don't let your mind spiral into what-ifs at 2 a.m. You don't make excuses for how she treated you. You don't romanticize dysfunction just because it came with moments of affection. And most importantly, you don't allow your self-worth to be defined by someone who didn't see your value. This kind of discipline is hard, because it means holding yourself accountable. But it's also where your confidence begins to rebuild, not from external validation, but from internal control. When you start keeping the promises you make to yourself. Like, I won't call her, or I'll hit the gym today. You prove to yourself that you can be trusted again. You don't need closure from her. You need commitment to yourself. Confidence grows when you stop giving people the power to destroy your peace. And start giving yourself the power to protect it. That's the boundary that matters most. Not just saying no to others, but saying yes to the man you're becoming. Key 4. Rebuild your word with yourself. One of the biggest hits to your confidence after a toxic relationship is this: you stop trusting your own word. Think about it. How many times did you say, "I'm done," but went back? How many times did you promise, "This is the last time," but still replied to her texts? Over time, you stopped believing yourself. And if you don't trust what you say, how can you be confident in anything you do? That's why the next step isn't external. It's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about proving something to yourself. You start small. You say, "I'm going to the gym today." And then you go, even if it's just for 20 minutes. You say, "No contact." And you hold the line, even when you're tempted to break it. You say, "I'm focusing on me now." And then you actually do it, even if it's uncomfortable. Every time you honor your own word. It's like laying one brick in the foundation of your confidence. It's not instant. But brick by brick, you rebuild trust in yourself. And once you start trusting you again, that's when you walk taller. You speak with more weight. You carry yourself differently, because now your words mean something again. And a man who trusts his own word becomes a man others can trust, respect, and follow. That's where confidence starts, from the inside out. Key 5. Redefine what confidence actually means. Here's a truth that no one tells you after a toxic relationship. The version of confidence you were chasing before, it probably wasn't real. Most men think confidence means being loud, charming, always in control. Or having the most money, the sharpest looks, the most attention. But if you look closely, a lot of that is just performance. And sometimes, it's insecurity in disguise. Real confidence doesn't need a spotlight. Real confidence is quiet. It's the way you sit with yourself when no one's watching and still feel enough. It's the ability to say no without guilt. To set boundaries without over-explaining. To walk away from chaos without needing closure. The kind of confidence that lasts isn't loud, it's anchored. Anchored in knowing who you are. Anchored in being okay with what you're not. Anchored in the self-respect you rebuild by showing up every day. Even when it's hard. A toxic relationship might have made you question your worth. But this is your chance to redefine it. Not based on who hurt you. Not based on how you were treated. But based on the man you are choosing to become now. And that man, the one who rebuilds, who reflects, who rises. He doesn't chase validation. He walks with conviction. That's confidence. And it's yours now, one step at a time. Rebuilding your confidence after a toxic relationship isn't about pretending it never happened. It's about honoring the pain, without letting it define you. You were broken down in a space where love felt like war. But you survived it. And now you get to rise on your own terms. Every time you set a boundary. Every time you choose peace over chaos. Every time you speak kindly to yourself. You're rewriting the story. You're not the man who got hurt. You're the man who healed. The one who used his lowest point as a launchpad, not a label. And listen, I know it's not easy. Some days you'll feel strong. Other days, the weight will creep back in. That's okay. That's growth. Confidence doesn't arrive all at once. It's a quiet rebuild, choice by choice, truth by truth. And if you've watched this far, that tells me something. You're not done yet. You're still standing. Still searching. Still rising. So here's your next step. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Because in the next video, I'm breaking down how to spot the kind of woman who's actually built to love a man like you. Not the drama, not the manipulation, but the real love your healed self deserves. Stay strong. Stay sharp. And above all, stay true to you.